Picture this, the Indiana Convention Center is buzzing. Every GM, scout, and coach in the NFL is huddled into corners, nursing some lukewarm coffee and obsessing over 40-yard dash times. But when Brett Veach walks into the room, those vibes are changing. The Kansas City Chiefs aren't here to rebuild. They aren't even here to reload. They're here to find the missing pieces of a puzzle that the rest of the league hasn't even started to solve yet. While everyone else is trying to figure out how to stop Patrick Mahomes, Brett Veach, he's in the lab figuring out how to make Patrick Mahomes' life even easier. So today, we're going behind the curtain of the 2026 NFL Combine. We're breaking down Veach's secret wish list, the explosive philosophy shift coming to this offense, and the 8 freaks the Chiefs have already sat down with to join Steve Spagnuolo's defensive masterclass. Grab your draft boards, Chiefs Kingdom. The hunt for the next ring starts right here. So before the stopwatches started clicking out there, Brett Veach took to the podium and he didn't mince words. He laid out a vision that should honestly kind of terrify the rest of the AFC. Veach made it pretty clear. The goal this offseason is explosiveness.
Certainly we want to get more explosive in the running game. And, we've invested in that interior and with Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, 2 of the best in the league. And we thought Kingsley made a big step. Those are 3 talented interior players. So I think, and we've talked about it, and Coach has done an amazing job with his staff cranking on that scheme eval, but I think being more explosive in the running game and really taking advantage of those interior 3 to kind of impose your will on an opposing team's defense. But the running game takes a lot of pressure off everybody. So I think if we can be more explosive and more effective in the running game, I think obviously we take a lot of pressure off Pat, especially coming back early in the season with the injury.
We've seen the league try to play shell defenses and dare the Chiefs to run for years. Veach's response? Well, fine, we'll run it through your face. And we'll do it for 60 yards at a clip while we're at it. He wants to take the weight of the world off of Patrick Mahomes' shoulders. By finding some home run hitters in the backfield and a more violent push up front, the Chiefs intend to force safeties back into the box, which, as we all know, is exactly when Mahomes strikes that killing blow. But how do you find those guys? Veach told the media that the Combine is the ultimate character and twitch litmus test. He's looking for guys who don't just have high ceilings, but guys who have NFL-ready engines as well. That philosophy isn't just for the offense. On the other side of the ball, Steve Spagnuolo is looking for a very specific brand of violence. Spags doesn't just want defensive linemen. He wants positionless monsters. He wants guys with heavy hands and the versatility to slide from the edge to the 3-tech to the nose in a heartbeat. And based on this list of players the Chiefs have interviewed this week, Spags is about to get some new toys. So let's talk about the trenches. We know Chris Jones is the gold standard, but the Chiefs are looking for that next wave of interior disruptors. And interestingly, the Texas Tech to KC pipeline seems to be stronger than ever. So during the pressers today, 2 names kept popping up: Lee Hunter and Skylar Gill-Howard. Hunter, a massive riser in the first round conversation, didn't hide his excitement. He told reporters he'd love to play with fellow Red Raider legend Patrick Mahomes.
Especially everything at the end of the day, it'll be a blessing. I enjoy playing with Pat and the Chiefs, and I bring a lot to the table to help that program keep doing what they do best.
Meanwhile, Gill-Howard admitted he spends his film sessions watching Chris Jones.
I watched a lot of his game, Chris Jones from the Chiefs. A bunch of them. Obviously, Chris Jones isn't my size, but he's great with his hands, and that's something I'm trying to improve on.
Have you talked with the Chiefs here at the Combine?
Not yet, but I'm hoping to today.
All right, awesome.
Hoping for a meeting with the Kansas City Brass this week. These guys are definitely Spags guys, big, mean, and technically sound. But the Chiefs have been busier behind closed doors. Let's look at the first man who was on their interview list today, Peter Woods out of Clemson. If you want to talk about the Veach type, then look no further than Peter Woods. This kid was a 5-star recruit who has been living on Bruce Feldman's freak list. Woods is a 12-game starter from Clemson who earned first-team ACC honors. He is pure fluidity. He's explosive enough that Clemson actually played him off the edge at times, but he has that freight train power to penetrate the interior. For Spags, Woods is probably a dream. He has special teams experience, he was a team captain, and his motor is always at 100%.
I'm a game disruptor. I'm the type of guy, like I said, that causes offensive coordinators to lose sleep at night, planning for me. You don't really know where I'm going to line up. You don't know where I'm going to be, but you got to respect it. And you got to know where I am at all times. I think that, like I said, I'm one of the best at shocking and shedding and getting rid of a man. I think that's what our game is, to disrupt the offense.
He does have some leg injury history and kind of average arm length. But if he does slide to number 9, well, those heavy hands and the ability to cross a blocker's face would make him a day one rotational star here in Kansas City. Then there's a local hero, Dominique Orange from Iowa State. He played his high school ball at North Kansas City High School. The Chiefs actually met with him at the combine as well. He's a wide-bodied, thick-framed human being who ragdolls blockers. He's another Freaks List entry. Orange is the definition of a stout anchor.
I'm more of like a dominant presence, you know. I call myself a hammerhead shark, you know what I'm saying? Real strong, you know. You run up on it, you gonna run away. There ain't no question about it. So, you know, I feel like anytime I play anybody, you know, I use my strength to my best ability. You know, if people think it's just strength, nah, I got speed at the back end too. So don't worry about that.
While Woods is the Lightning, Dominique Orange is probably going to be the Thunder. He profiles as a true nose tackle who can walk a center back into the QB's lap. He sniffs out screenplays, and he plays with a sense of urgency you rarely see at his size. If the Chiefs truly want to take the pressure off the defense, putting a KC native in the middle to eat double teams is kind of a poetic way to do it. Moving to the edge, the Chiefs are looking for guys who can win with speed, but also set the edge in the run game. Remember, Veach wants to dominate the physical side of the ball. That's what he said. So they met with RUEBEN Bane Jr. out of Miami. If you're looking for a spag special, it's got to be RUEBEN Bane Jr. He's built like a fire hydrant. He's stocky. He's low to the ground, and his hands are described as lightning bolts.
Interactions with the Kansas City Chiefs, what would it mean to play on the defensive line?
Interactions was real good. I felt like I had a real strong interview play on that team, just in general with all the history they had in the previous years. And since I was growing up and what I could see, it's a blessing.
How much of a topic is on
none of the teams seem to be too concerned with it. As long as I just talk the talk and walk the walk, play with technique, nobody really asked me about it.
He was a freshman All-American and a first-team All-ACC monster. Bane can line up anywhere from a 3-tech to a 9-tech. He has that rare weight-adjusted bend. That means he can get low and turn the corner without losing an ounce of speed. He plays with a non-stop motor as well. He's had some calf injuries, and his arm length, well, it isn't elite. But in a system that prizes versatility and power rushers who can stunt, Bane's pretty much a perfect fit here. We also met with David Bailey out of Texas Tech. Now, if Veach wants some explosiveness, David Bailey is probably that answer.
You formally met with the Kansas City Chiefs, and what might a pairing with Chris Jones look like in Kansas City?
Yeah, I have met with the Kansas City Chiefs. They were a great team, great staff. I really enjoyed my meeting there. I'd be honored to rush it alongside Chris Jones. So yeah.
Bailey has been clocked at 20 miles per hour on the field. Think about that for a 240-plus pound man. He has an insane Euro step move and 7 forced fumbles over the last 2 seasons. He's the speed rusher the Chiefs have lacked since the D Ford era probably, but he's got a little more dog in him. Now, he does have some character issues. He got in a cameraman's face once, and he got disqualified for kicking a player. But we know the Chiefs' locker room, led by Mahomes and Kelsey, they can handle that alpha personality if the talent is there. So Bailey is pretty much a bet on the traits kind of pick, and he's kind of like Happy Gilmore.
I took my skate off and tried to stab somebody. I'm the only guy who ever did that.
Spagnuolo loves a project. He loves guys who didn't quite fit in a traditional mold, but have the raw tools to be some weapons. That's where JAISHAWN Barnham out of Michigan comes in. We talked to him today, and he's fascinating. He spent his career as a linebacker at Maryland and Michigan before moving to edge in 2025. He's pretty much a heat-seeking missile. Because he was a linebacker, he knows how to drop into coverage and clog passing lanes. That's something Spag uses consistently in his zone blitzes.
To me, what I felt comfortable with, of course I said edge, but also middle. So every time I talk to him, we talk about both. We watch film at both, off ball, stack backer, and watch some rush clips. So I feel like most teams I talk to, we talk about both balls.
He's raw on the edge, but his first step is explosive. If the Chiefs want a guy who can blitz from the mug position, lining over the A-gap, and then sprint to the edge, Barnham is probably that chess piece. There is nothing like the rush of game day, and that's why we've teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook to help you get started. If you love the thrill of live betting, DraftKings has got you covered. You can bet live on star player props and in-progress games right as they happen. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 back in bonus bets if your bet wins. It's as simple as that. So just sign up using our promo code ACU. With DraftKings, the crown is yours. The Chiefs also spoke to Dennis-SUTTON, a defensive end out of Penn State. At nearly 6'5" with a humongous wingspan, Dennis-SUTTON is the physical specimen you'd probably build in a video game.
Yeah, I say I'm a big guy, so my initial thing is just speed to power. That's how I like to start off games, see if guys can handle that power. But really, pass rush is really simple. Get off is the key. I think you ask any pass rusher that. If you can get off the ball quicker than the offensive lineman, beat them to the spot, 9 out of 10 times you're going to get a sack or you're going to get that pressure. So starts with the get off, but for me, I'm a big guy, so I like to use my speed to power, and then off that, I like to use my goal stab club and just work off of that.
He's a power rusher with a nasty spin move. He's the ideal crasher for stunts, meaning he can take out 2 or 3 blockers to let Chris Jones or Karlaftis get a free lane to the quarterback. Now, he does struggle with pad level. He stands up a bit too tall, but his closing speed is pretty scary. In the Chiefs system, he'd be the guy setting a hard edge and making life miserable for those opposing tackles. Moving on, finally, we have the guys who just embody the Chiefs' kingdom work ethic. KELDRIC, FAULK, and Anthony Lucas. FAULK out of Auburn is one of the youngest players in the draft, but he was already a team captain at Auburn. We spoke with him today as well.
Man, that'll be crazy dangerous. Like, Chris Jones is a freak athlete, and I kind of consider myself a freak athlete too. So we gonna, if that happens, we gonna be a dangerous duo.
He has incredible height, length, and athleticism. His game is pretty much me strong. He just jolts blockers with raw power. He's a stack, shed, and tackle machine. His missed tackle rate in college is a tiny 8.5%. For that defense that prides itself in not giving up yak yardage or extra yards on the ground, FAULK is the ultimate safety net at number 9. Anthony Lucas, defensive end out of USC, we met with him as well. He's a former 5-star recruit that just hasn't put it all together. He has a relenting style. He never stops moving. He's strong. He has an explosive first step, and he can play from a 2-point or a 3-point stance. He's a bit of a project, though, with only 3 career sacks, but the Spags coaching staff has a history of turning these high-motor guys, high-pedigree athletes, into some situational stars.
Informal, and it would be great. I've been watching Chris Jones as long as I can remember as an interior guy, like who rushes on the edge as well and pretty good at it. Like, you know, he does what he has to do, so it would be good to pick his brain about some of the things he does to get production.
So what does all this tell us about the Chiefs draft plan? Brett Veach isn't just looking for players, he's looking for force multipliers. By targeting these high-motor, high-versatility defensive ends and defensive tackles, he's ensuring that Steve Spagnuolo can keep the pressure on opposing QBs without having to blitz every single down. And on the flip side, by prioritizing explosiveness in the run game, Veach is building a world where Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to be a superhero every single Sunday. He can just be a surgeon. The combine is where the foundation is laid. Whether it's the local kid Dominique Orange, the Clemson freak Peter Woods, or the Texas Tech speed demon David Bailey, the Chiefs are clearly looking to get younger, faster, and much, much more violent. The rest of the NFL is playing checkers. Brett Veach is out here playing 4D chess, and the board is looking very, very Chiefs red. So what do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Which of these freaks do you want to see in a Chiefs jersey next season? Is Peter Woods the heir to the interior throne? Are you pulling for the speed of David Bailey? Maybe the strength of RUEBEN Bane? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll be back next time. Go Chiefs.